on that right here. My man Bucky Brooks fighting for his life on this goddamn podcast right here. I'm telling you, they're on his ass. But guess what? Bucky, I'm coming to the rescue, man. I got your back. Let's get into this, man.
Now, Buck.
You might have to.
All right, Bucky.
Do you expect Trevor Lawrence to live up to the money in this contract?
I think the young boys say 100%. I absolutely expect him to not only live up to it, I expect him to exceed expectations that come along with the hefty payday. So we're talking about $55 million a year. And I just seen the last quarterbacks that have just gotten paid. I saw Jordan Love get paid. I saw Tua get paid. Jared Goff got paid. I would expect Trevor Lawrence to play up to that level, if not beyond that level. You're paying players not on what they did, but what they're about to do, because of the projection. And so the Jaguars are willing to make the projection that Trevor Lawrence is not only going to be a top 10 quarterback, eventually he's going to be a top 5 quarterback, right, which is why you want to pay him $55 million.
Wait.
Really quick. No, wait, Jay, hold on. Before you go, that's what you're saying. Wait, hold up.
I don't even know why you got a job.
Here's player. Freak on. Wait. What you just say?
I said Jags are willing to bet that he's going to play like a top 10 quarterback and eventually get into the top 5 in that conversation. That's why you pay him $55 million a year. That's why you do it.
Buck, you said exceed expectations. What is that? Can you break that down? What is that?
Exceeding expectation would be, okay, the last 2 years he's been 4,000 yards. All right, so you would think back-to-back 4,000 yards, that's what you would expect from him. You would expect him to be like right around, he's been at like 23-7 touchdown to interception ratio. So to exceed that, if you're going to be an elite quarterback, you need to be throwing 30 touchdown passes. So I would expect to see him do that. I would expect his numbers to go up from 4,000 to 4,500 because the top guys in the league, those are the numbers that he's hitting. So if I'm paying $55 million annually, I expect him to hit those kinds of numbers.
Okay. Yes, obviously.
They just want to
expect him to do that because that's why they're paying him $55 million. So the expectations should be that. But do you expect him to do that? Not the people that are paying him, because obviously they expect him because they ran him that money.
Let me double down.
Double down, dog.
Yes, I expect him to do that because I think everyone is sleeping on him and his team in terms of what they're going to do. So yes, I'm all in on the Trevor Lawrence experience. I expect him to play like a top 5 quarterback. And I think we will revisit this conversation as y'all throw up these memes and these stats and these graphics trying to shut down number 16. We'll talk about it. And that's the beauty of what we do. We get to talk about it on the front end, or some people talk about it on the back end. I believe that I'm going to be a prophet and talk about it on the front end, that Trevor Lawrence is going to be all those things that we expect to see in an elite quarterback.
So if he does well stats-wise and his team doesn't necessarily win.
Well, if he does well stats-wise, the team is
his job. Shit.
100%. James, I'm sitting here just like you make that face about Jordan Love and how Jordan Love in the Packers, and we were worried about Jordan Love when he was playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, and oh my God, what we're doing. And then the last half of last year, he played really well. Yeah. If anything, I would be more concerned when we talk about the Jordan Love conversation. Jordan Love got paid off 7 games, and we're talking about $55 million. So if you want to go all in, and you'll say, I'm crazy for going in on Trevor Lawrence,
I didn't say you crazy.
It's half a season that they're paying Jordan Love.
I agree.
And so to me, that's what it is. You're rolling the dice on these young quarterbacks. I'm willing to roll the dice.
We talked about it on this show that we don't believe none of these dudes should have got $55 million.
You got to pay somebody. You got to pay the quarterback.
Well, pay him around $40 million.
Oh, no. I'm not taking that.
The only reason why I'm saying is because at one point, we got to believe the Trevor Lawrence we've seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we keep saying this going on year 4, if we keep on talking about upside and what he's going to do, then we got to put more respect on a lot of these other quarterbacks' names, because we talk bad about a lot of these other quarterbacks that might not have a certain amount of talent or whatever that certain people have. Because for me, you just changed my mind, because now I believe in Daniel Jones. Because when I look at numbers like this between Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones, and as special as Trevor Lawrence is and him being worth the money, I'm like, am I down on Daniel Jones? Because when I look at this, I'm like, I killed Daniel Jones because of me watching him play football. But then when I look at this right here, I'm like, he dang near better than Trevor Lawrence when you look at these numbers.
Look, I'm about to get him.
And he got a playoff win. And he got a playoff win. All I'm saying is I can't look at these numbers and then just say, I'm going back to the tape saying he garbage when I'm looking at these numbers, and then I'm going back to the tape saying Treavor Lawrence is like that. Yeah. I can't say, because that's basically what you're saying.
So we're talking about the Daniel Jones that had 15 touchdown passes and got paid $40 million.
Yeah,
we're saying that 15 touchdown Daniel Jones is better than Treavor Lawrence. He's had more. Treavor Lawrence, who had the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8-3 prior to getting hurt,
they're trying to
through an injury. When we normally excuse everybody else who gets hurt, we talk about, oh, he's injured, Joe Burrow's injured, this and that. Everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
But Treavor gets hurt, we don't give him a pass on the team falling apart down the stretch.
But how about this, though? Because we're talking about a Daniel Jones with not the same amount of weapons as Treavor Lawrence has had, take his team to the playoffs and win a playoff game on the road. So that's all I'm saying. Like, how do we evaluate Daniel Jones?
But that's what I won't do.
And not Treavor Lawrence.
What I won't do is be arguing for Daniel Jones because he's trash, right? I get what James is trying to do. No, I get it. The numbers are real similar. They kind of in the same boat, but Trevor's better than him. Let's get to Treavor Lawrence, though. I don't know. Daniel Jones is real bad, right? Treavor Lawrence is like average, above average, right? I mean, I got about a list of quarterbacks he's not better than. Would you say he's top 15?
Oh, I would say
like 13, 14, no?
No, I would say like
the problem with Treavor Lawrence is that before we really seen him, they sold him so high. He's so great. He's this, he's that. They want you to believe that. You watched him in high school, right? Well, he probably never lost, right? He was undefeated. So goes to Clemson. This is when Clemson was dominant. When you first watched him play, the first thing they told you was, yo, this quarterback is so good, he's going to draft as a freshman, right?
That's right.
He's this, that, and third. He's the next greatest quarterback we ever see.
When they're winning the national title.
Right. So that's what they sold you on. So now when you talk about him, you start with that first before you say his name. But then you really watch this dude, because I was fooled. Like, yo, he's this and that and third. Till I watched him. You play with all the best players in college football. I go to Clemson, right? So we only get to see you. Everybody's in college. You go to the elite level in the NFL, he looks regular. He don't like the best player in his offense, right? Before Calvin even got there. The running back, ETN is the best one for sure. I know Doug Peterson, right? Personally. Before he was even the man, I've been knew Doug. Doug's a great dude. Smart guy. If you really watch the Jaguars offense, it's a super friendly quarterback offense. You know this. Okay. Yo, if you really watch them, they do a whole bunch of crossing routes, right? They do a whole bunch of screens. Doug is big on, let the players do everything for the quarterback. Because Treavor is not the guy that's put it everywhere and just take over the game. We keep talking about when they came back from the playoff game. They won that game. It was getting smoked, right?
Came back and won it.
Yeah, I mean, I would blame more of that on the Chargers than I would blame it on or give credit to Treavor Lawrence. When I sit here and watch tape, before I get to read these names to you that are way better than Treavor, right? What makes Treavor Lawrence so special? Because they call him the Prince, right? Is that his nickname, the Prince? He got nice hair, though. Other than the nice hair, I don't know what. I want you to tell me what makes.
I think what they would say is what makes him special. He's the prototype. All right, so when you're in scouting world, they talk about the prototype because all you guys have been measured. I remember scouting you and scouting James and all that. So the prototype, they talk about height, weight, speed, talk about prototypical arm talent. They talk about all the other things that are supposed to be one of those blue chip talents drafted at the top of the board.
Right.
Check. So he checks all those things.
Okay, hold on. See, it's a scouting part he's doing with me. He ain't gonna let you get away with this. If I say, yo, what makes Patrick Mahomes special? You gonna say?
I would say Pat Mahomes' ability to play on script, off script, the talent, all those other things. Bring his team back, all that. So there's questions about him when he was coming out of college.
I'm not talking about coming out of college. See, you stuck on that. No, I said what makes him special. See, the problem is when I ask about real good players, elite players, right, that's getting paid $55 million a year, you're going to say stuff like that. Patrick Mahomes, he makes plays on script, off script. He does this, he does that. When I ask you about the other guys making $55 million from Jacksonville, you say, well, he's a prototype. He's this tall. I don't want to care about no I ain't drafting this dude. What makes him good? You can't answer, but no, it's not your problem because no.
I can't.
Joy Taylor, witness this with me.
Yeah,
I do this thing when I ask people that of intelligence like yourself, what makes Treavor Lawrence so special? You know what they do? They do what you just did. They mumble and stick things.
No.
Let's go to the players now. I want you to say yes or no.
The way he break down.
Who's better or not better than Treavor Lawrence? Number 16. Okay, Patrick Mahomes.
Better.
Say yes.
Yes.
Josh Allen. Are you going to say yes or no?
Oh, you want me to say yes?
Yeah, I need you. It's called confirming.
Okay.
Brock Purdy.
Yes.
CJ Stroud.
Yes.
Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa, Jalen Hurts from last year?
The dude that went to the Super Bowl.
No, that was 2 years ago. Jalen Hurts from last year because
it's the body.
No. Body of work and all of this, like from last year. No,
you told James Jones.
I said no.
No. When Joy asked you about earning his contract, or was it
I said projection.
Okay, you start talking about his body work and think he's going to get better and better. He said, yeah, 4,000 yards, he's going to get better. He get 45 yards this year. You just said that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing a body of work. Well, that's what we're doing right now. Because you said 4,000 yards twice, right? Did you not do that?
I did.
All right.
15th,
Sorry, my dad's a lawyer, so I'm good at this, okay?
I'm good with that.
All right, so Jalen Hurts, career-wise, I mean, it's not even a question, right? He do have the MVP candidate, like number 2 in the race or something like that.
Candidate. You didn't win it. You're just a candidate. You just candidate.
Okay.
You didn't win it.
He's all
If he nominated, he win. If he nominated.
That wasn't nominated. He was all pro.
But based on what you said,
Question mark by Hurts.
No, we can't do that. No.
All-pro quarterback?
He has an all-pro year, MVP finalist, and went to a Super Bowl. He has to be better than Trevor Lawrence.
Take that. That's all pro.
2 years ago, not last year.
We gotta consider the whole thing of what he is.
I know. Okay, come on, Bucky.
Come on, Buster.
But you said it like Trevor was like that last year.
Okay.
Yeah, like Trevor said last year and the year.
So that's only 7. You got more to go. Okay.
He went to the playoffs last year.
Dak Prescott.
Better.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you give that.
We're talking about Trevor Lawrence here.
Yeah.
Okay. Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jordan Love.
Yes.
I know. Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps.
Yo, you asked me who's better than him and Trevor Lawrence?
He played 4 snaps.
Yo, seriously though.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing though with Trevor Lawrence. You have to consider the body of work with Trevor Lawrence. Jordan Love doesn't have a body of work. He has a season. So he is literally getting paid off a season. He's an outlier in this situation.
A half a season.
I agree with that. But he's also an outlier in this situation. One, he plays for Green Bay. Green Bay is a team that has done this
3 times. This will be the 3rd time.
Yes, I'm saying for this system of getting a quarterback, let them sit, that works for Green Bay.
We're asking better than Trevor.
Better than Trevor.
I know, but I'm saying when it comes to Trevor Lawrence, you have to consider his body of work. Like,
so why are we taking CJ over him then?
Tua got paid off of his body of work.
CJ is better.
This is the point. The point is this, right? No. Hold on. Because you said,
ain't nobody getting paid off their body of work.
I'm a head coach and I'm an office coordinator, and I see both these people play. I'm telling you right now, they're going to take Jordan Love first before they take Trevor Lawrence. Do you agree?
I don't agree.
No, hell no.
What?
I don't agree. You told me. I don't agree.
Okay, because I got a better for you. Here's what. When I watch Jordan Love play, especially later in the season, because he's his first year, so you know how that is up and down. First year, as he got better going to the end of the season, right? I see him look like the best player on the offense. I seen it. Oh, dang. Okay, he's leading this team. When I watch the Jaguars, and when you watch the Jaguars, it don't look like Trevor Lawrence is the best player in this offense. It don't look like he's leading this team to victory and et cetera, et cetera. Am I wrong when I say that?
Yeah,
here's what you said about the Jaguars offense. You said that Travis Etienne is their best player. What I will contend is that is an untrue statement based on how Travis Etienne is playing. Trevor Lawrence is the straw that stirs the drink for that offense. Trevor Lawrence is the one that makes it go. And so we can talk about the players around him, but no one would say that he has an all-pro around him. No one would say that any of those receivers that y'all are talking about, all the talent that he has around him, who is the elite player around him? Who's the elite player around him?
He's not the elite player.
That's right. So that's what I'm saying. So y'all are talking about all this talent.
You say
he doesn't have that around.
Okay, so it's only 3-4 more. All right, so it sounds like you're saying the guys around him. So is Tua better than him or no? Tua's not better than Trevor Lawrence too?
Yes, Tua's better.
I'm not saying Tua's better than him.
Tua's better.
What? I don't care.
Is Jared Goff better than Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
So that's like 14 dudes right there, bro.
Yeah, that's
15.
right.
Is that 15?
Yeah.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yo, this
7,
is crazy.
9, 10, 11.
This is wow.
12. No, it's 13. So
so he's at 14. Here's the issue, though. He's paid $55 million a year. The reason I say body of work is it has to be body of work because he did not have a good season last year. So
he didn't have a. So like, here's what I want everyone to understand. Like in terms of looking at it, he did not have a a season last year.
He didn't have a $55 million a year season.
He got hurt last year, but that's not a terrible season. He got hurt last year. They were 8-3. They were the number 1 seed in the AFC. They played and he got hurt in a game against Cincinnati. And then it fell apart from there. But I am not going to say he had a terrible year. That was not a terrible season for him.
Average year? Average year?
Look, we can say an average year based on the numbers. We can say average year.
But he's above average quarterback, so that makes sense. That does make sense. That fits him, though. And then when you talk about him, so when I watch him play, right, I don't see him being an elite player. So he's getting paid this type of money. It's funny, though, because when we look at all the other positions, like a CD Lamb, for example, who is an elite player, he's really, really good, right? He's a top player in his league. And he's fighting to get a contract to be the number one.
It's a position.
Right, it's a position. So we was arguing that. But it's crazy how you can be above average player like Trevor Lawrence is, because we can agree on that, right? He's above average.
Above average.
Right, if that. Cool. You can make elite money. So you make the same amount of money as a guy like Joe.
Look, man. It is what it is. They're trying to push Bucky. It ain't working. Bucky doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Good job, Bucky Brooks. You held your own.